Hello everyone and welcome to the new session of the NEET previous year questions for biology series. And today we'll be discussing the previous year question that had come in the NEET exam for the chapter Morphology of Flowering Plants. So let's start with the first question here. Okay. So here they are asking in Calotropis, estivation is. Okay, so they have given you types of estivation. Now let's discuss what is estivation. So estivation is nothing but the arrangement of sepals and petals. Arrangement of sepals and petals in a flower bud is known as estivation. Okay, now there are four types of estivation: valvate, vexillary, imbricate, and twisted. So let's talk about valvate estivation. In valvate estivation, what happens? The sepals or the petals, they do not overlap. Okay, they don't overlap. Okay, and what happens? Only the margins touch with each other. Touch with each other. Now let's talk about twisted estivation. What happens here? The sepals or the petals, they overlap. There is an overlapping. They overlap, but in a regular fashion. Okay, the sepals and petals overlap, but in a regular manner, you can say. Now, let's talk about imbricate estivation. In imbricate estivation, what happens? The sepals and petals again overlap, but in an irregular manner. Okay, now let's talk about the vexillary estivation. So this is a different kind of estivation. Okay, what happens here? Diagrammetry I'll explain. There is one large petal here, which is known as standard petal. So this is known as standard petal. This is the largest petal, one giant petal, which overlaps or which covers there are two anterior petals. So these are the lateral petals. These are the lateral petals, also known as wings. Then further, these two lateral petals overlap two anterior petals. And these are known as keel. Alright, so this is vexillary estivation. This is seen in the member of Papilionaceae. Okay, members of Papilionaceae show vexillary estivation. Alright, now they are asking Calotropis which estivation is seen. So this is a direct question. Answer is valvate. Now coming to the next question, here they are asking in pea flower. Okay, Payasum sativum is known as the pea. Alright, 5 petals are arranged in a specialized manner. They are saying with one posterior. There is one posterior petal, 2 lateral petals and 2 anterior petals. This I've already explained. They are talking about the vexillary. They're talking about the vexillary estivation. Now, these are named as they are asking. Okay, they have given you the blanks. We have to fill in the blanks. These are the options. Okay, so correct answer should be, alright, these are named as one posterior large petal is the standard petals. Then we have 2 lateral petals known as wings. Alright, and then we have 2 anterior petals known as keel. Okay, so this is one large posterior petal, P for posterior. These are the lateral petals. Okay, and then we have the anterior petals. I'm writing A for anterior petals. So option D is the correct answer. Now let's talk about question 3. All right. Now here we have to match the following here. So this is a different kind of question. Here we have to match, okay, the following. So here type of flower is given. All right. And the example is given of each type. So first they are saying about zygomorphic. Then their type of flower is hypogynous. Then we have perigynous and epigynous. Okay. Zygomorphic flower. What is zygomorphic flower? Okay. Zygomorphic. I'm writing here. Zygomorphic is a flower which have only single. Okay. They can be divided into just two halves only. All right. All right. Then we have hypogynous flower. In hypogynous flower, what happens? The flower is inferior. Okay, in hypogynous, the flower is inferior, but the ovary is superior. Okay, ovary is superior means all the floral parts such as sepals, petals and stamens, alright, they arise from below the ovary. Okay, then we have, let's talk about epigynous then. Epigynous flower. Epigynous flower means flower is superior here. The flower is superior. If the flower is superior, then ovary is inferior. And the floral parts such as sepals, petals and stamens, they arise from above the ovary because the ovary is inferior. Okay. Suppose this is the ovary. Okay. This is the gynoecium. This is the ovary. Okay. Now ovary is inferior. So sepals and petals will arise from here. Okay. Now flower is superior here. Suppose these are stamens and then we have petals. Here we have sepals. Okay. In hypogynous, flower is inferior, ovary is superior. This is ovary. Okay. This is the ovary. Flower is inferior. Okay. Stamens and petals and sepal will arise from here. These are the petals. And we have sepals. Okay. Now perigynous flower. Perigynous flower, what happens? Here the ovary is half inferior. Okay, half inferior ovary. In this, what happens? The sepals, petals and the stamen, okay, the base of the sepal, petals and stamens, they, alright, fuse with each other to form a hypenthodium. Alright. So this is known as perigynous. Here the ovary is half inferior. Ovary is half inferior. Alright, zygomorphic, I've already told you. Alright. There is only one or the single plane of division. Alright, the flower can be divided into two halves. Okay, in just one way. Okay, suppose I will draw a diagram to explain you this. So this is the flower. Okay, this is a very rough diagram. You can divide this flower into two halves in just one plane. Okay, this is one half, this is another half. Alright. Now what should be the answer here? Again, you can have a look at the options here. Zygomorphic. Zygomorphic, which is one is this? Cassia. So this is A. Hypogynous. Which is hypogynous flower here? Cucumber. This should be B. Then perigynous. Perigynous is plum. And then we have epigynous. Epigynous should be mustard. Okay, so this is the sequence here. What should be the answer? Option D is the correct answer. Now let's move on to the next question here. Question number 4. Now they're saying family Fabaceae differs from Solanaceae and Liliaceae with respect to stamens. Alright, with respect to stamens, they are saying pick out the characteristic specific to the family Fabaceae but not found in Solanaceae or Liliaceae. So these are the options: polyadelphous and epipetalous. What do you mean by polyadelphous? Where the stamens are fused together. Stamens are fused into more than two groups. More than two groups. This is known as polyadelphous. Epipetalous. What is epipetalous? Where the stamens are attached to the petals. Now monoadelphous. What do you mean monoadelphous? Where the stamens are fused together and they form only one group. Alright, what is monothecous? Monothecous is when the anther of the stamen is it has only single lobe. It has just single lobe. Again, epiphylous. Epiphylous means when the sepals and petals are when this attached to the perianth. Alright, here we are talking about the perianth. Perianth. What is perianth? Perianth is the combination of sepals and petals. So sepals and petals together make the perianth. Here the stamens are attached to the perianth. Dithecous. Dithecous means when the anther is two-lobed. There are two lobes present. Then diadelphous and again dithecous. Diadelphous means two groups of stamens. When the stamens are fused together and they form two groups. Dithecous. Again anther with two lobes. So with respect to stamens, they are asking. So what should be the answer here? This is again a straightforward. Option D is the correct answer. Now let's move on to the next question. Here they are saying given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertion, another is labeled as reason. So here they are saying a flower is defined as modified shoot, wherein the shoot apical meristem changes to floral meristem. Alright, so this is true. We know that a flower is a modified shoot. Alright, and the shoot apical meristem changes to floral meristem. So if this is the shoot apical meristem, the shoot apical meristem changes into floral meristem. Alright, and this you have to remember, flower is a modified shoot. Alright, now reason, they are saying internode of the shoot gets condensed to produce different floral appendages laterally at the successive node instead of leaf. So this is also true. So what happens? The internode of the shoot when during the flower formation or during the flower development, the internode of the shoot gets condensed to form what? Floral appendages instead of leaf. What kind of floral appendages? Sepals, petals. Flower is made up of all these sepals, petals, stamens and all. So these are produced instead of the leaf. So both the statements are true. So in the light of the above statement, choose the correct answer from the options given below. So these are the options. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct statement of explanation of A. This is not the correct answer. A is true, but R is false. A is also true, so this is also not correct. A is false, but R is true. This is also not correct because A is true. Now option D, both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. So this should be the correct answer. The option D is the correct answer here. Now coming to next question, which of the following statement is not correct? Okay, not correct they are asking, means wrong. Now here they are saying rhizome is thick, prostate and branched. Alright, so this is true about rhizome. Rhizome is what? Rhizome is, it is a horizontal, it is a modification. It is a horizontal, okay, branched, underground. It is underground. It is not aerial. Underground stem. Okay, it is a stem, remember. And it consists of what? Internodes and nodes. It also consists of nodes and internodes. Alright, so this statement is true. Now second, rhizome is condensed form of stem. Okay, this is also true. Then the apical bud in rhizome always remain above ground. Alright, we will discuss about this. And next option is the rhizome is aerial. Okay, with no distinct node and internode. So this is the wrong statement here. So this should be the answer. Option C is also correct. The apical bud in rhizome always remain above ground. Okay, the apical bud can give rise to the shoot system. Okay, so rhizome is known as the horizontal underground stem, which consists of nodes and internodes, and it has a capacity to give rise to shoot system as well as the root system. Okay, so option D should be the correct answer. This is the wrong statement here. Rhizome is aerial. Rhizome is always underground or prostate, and it has nodes and internodes also. Alright, the next question is the type of tissue commonly found in fruit walls of nut. Okay, so they are talking about the type of tissue. Okay, now options are sclerid, parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. So let's start with parenchyma first, then we'll come to sclerid. Parenchyma, okay, they are mostly meristematic. Okay, in plants, if you talk about plants, they can be photosynthetic also. They consist of chlorophyll, chloroplast. Collenchyma helps to support the plant. Okay, sclerenchyma is a dead tissue. It is a dead tissue. There is no cytoplasm present. And they help the plant. Okay, what is the function? Support and protection is the function of sclerenchyma tissues. Okay, sclerenchyma tissues have thick secondary walls. Alright, collenchyma, they are living cells. Okay, they are living. Sclerenchyma is dead only. Okay, meristematic tissues are also living. Sclerid again is non-living. These are dead and they are kind of sclerenchyma. Okay, sclerids are also a kind of sclerenchyma. Okay, so what should be the answer here? Sclerid. Sclerid is a tissue commonly found in the fruit walls of nuts. The next question is match list 1 with the list 2. Okay, so here a list is given to you. Imbricate, then valvate, vexillary and twisted. This we have already studied. They are talking about the estivation. The options are in the list 2 is Calotropis, cassia, cotton and bean. Okay, so what should be the answer here? Imbricate estivation. If you talk about imbricate estivation, it is cassia. Okay, cassia has the imbricate estivation. If you talk about the valvate estivation is seen in Calotropis. Okay, so this should be P. Vexillary is seen in bean. Okay, so this should be C, and twisted is seen in cotton. Alright, so this should be D here. Alright, so this is clear here. Let's move on to the option. Let's have a look at the options here. Alright, so option C is the correct answer here. Now coming to the next question. Here a floral diagram is given to you. Alright, and you have to say this floral diagram represents which family. So here you can see here in this floral diagram, options are Liliaceae, Fabaceae, Brassicaceae and Solanaceae. So here you can see the unique feature. If we talk about the placentation, okay, placentation means the arrangement of ovules. Okay, inside the ovary is known as placentation. Now here you can see this is parietal placentation. Okay, this kind of placentation is known as parietal. Placentation, what does placentation means? Where the ovary is unilocular. Ovary is unilocular. There is no septa present here and the ovules are arranged on the ovary walls. Ovules are arranged on the ovary wall. Okay, so here parietal placentation you can see, and this is the feature of what? Brassicaceae. And coming to the next question, here we have to identify the correct set of statements. The first is the leaflets are modified into pointed hard thorns in citrus and bougainvillea. So this is not correct. Okay, what are thorns? Thorns are modified stem. They are not leaflets. They are modified stem. Okay, so this is not correct. Now option B, axillary bud form slender and spirally coiled tendrils in cucumber and pumpkin. So this is true. Then we have stem is flattened and fleshy in opuntia and modified to perform functions of leaves. So this is also true in opuntia. Okay, which is a xerophytic plants. Leaves are what? Leaves are modified into spines. Leaves are modified into spines, and the stem is flattened and fleshy. Stem becomes photosynthetic. It becomes flattened and fleshy and become photosynthetic. Okay, so this statement is correct. The next statement is rhizophora shows vertically upward growing roots. Alright, that help to get oxygen for respiration. This is also true in rhizophora. Okay, so rhizophora, they live in swampy areas. Okay, and what happens? They show the presence of pneumatophores. What are pneumatophores? Pneumatophores are vertical roots. Okay, they are vertical upward growing roots which helps to get oxygen. Okay, now coming to the last option, which is subaerially growing stem and subaerially growing stems in grasses and strawberry help in vegetative reproduction. So this is also true. Alright, the subaerially growing stem in grasses and strawberry help in vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation is a kind of asexual reproduction where the plant parts, okay, but the plant parts such as leaves and all, okay, they can give rise to an entire organism, entire plant. So these are the options B and C, A and D, B, C, D and E, and A, B, D and E. So option C is the correct answer. Only A is the wrong statement. All the other are correct statement. The next question is, which one of the following plants show vexillary estivation and diadelphous stamen? So this is a very straightforward question. Vexillary estivation is a unique feature of member of Papilionaceae. Okay. members of Papilionaceae. Okay, so these are the options: Colchicum, Pisum, Allium, and Solanum. So Pisum sativum is also known as commonly P. Okay, so what should be the answer? Which one of these four belong to Papilionaceae? Answer is option B, Pisum sativum. The next question is, the flowers are zygomorphic. Zygomorphic, I've already explained you. These are the options here: mustard, gulmohar, cassia, datura, and chili. These are the options: A, B, and C only, B and C, D and E, or C, D and E. So option B is the correct answer. B and C only are zygomorph. So you have to memorize everything. Okay, you have to memorize a lot in this chapter. All right. So which family, which characteristic does belong? Okay, examples of all the members of the family. All right. Now next question is another type of question. Here a figure is given to you, and you have to look at this figure and answer the question. Now, which part of the fruit labeled in the given figure makes it a false fruit? Okay, so what is the false fruit? Which usually ovary forms the fruit. Okay, fruit develops from the ovary. What is a false fruit? False fruit develops from the floral parts, such as sepal petals and all, or the thalamus. It can develop from the floral part or from the thalamus. All right. What is thalamus? Thalamus is the swollen part of the pedicel, or you can say the stem of the flower. Okay, this is known as thalamus. So A. Okay. Now I've already told you the definition of the false fruit, which develops from the floral part or from the thalamus. So here you can say that this figure is a false unit. Okay, this is false. And option C, thalamus, you can see this is the thalamus here. All right, fruit when develops from the thalamus is known as the false fruit. Okay, so what should be the answer here? Option C, thalamus is the part of the fruit labeled in the figure. All right, which makes it a false fruit. The next option is ray florets. Have superior ovary, hypogynous ovary, half inferior ovary, or inferior ovary. So ray florets. So ray florets are seen in which? Sunflower. They are seen in sunflower, or you can say these are seen in the members of the family Asteraceae. Okay, Asteraceae. Sunflower is a member of the family Asteraceae. And ray florets. If we talk about ray florets, how can we define ray florets? So these are nothing but these are the marginal flowers present on the margins. Marginal flowers. Okay, present where? Present in the special types of inflorescence. Present in the special type of inflorescence, such as capitulum. Okay. Now in sunflower, two kinds of florets are present. One is ray floret. Okay, one is ray floret. Another one is disc floret. Okay. So ray florets have which one? They have inferior ovary. This you have to remember. Next is again a straightforward question. Again, you have to memorize this. The ovary is half inferior in. So these are the options: mustard, sunflower, plum, and brinjal. Half inferior means they are talking about perigynous flower. Okay, they are talking about perigynous flower in which the ovary is half inferior. Okay, so answer is plum, option C. The next question is grass. Grass leaves means monocot. They're talking about monocots. Grass is a monocot. The leaves of the grass curl inward during very dry weather. Now here we have to select the most appropriate reason for the following. First is the shrinkage of air space in spongy mesophyll. So this is not true. Tylosis in vessels. So this is also not true. Closure of stomata. Not true. Flaccidity of the bulliform cell. So this is the correct answer. Now what are bulliform cells? Bulliform cells are, these are the specialized cells, or you can also write specialized and bubble shaped cells. Bubble shaped cells, and where they are present? They are present in the epidermis of monocots. Okay, bulliform cells are present in the epidermis of monocots. Okay, and grasses are monocots. We're talking about monocots. So, loss of water, okay, causes flaccidity in the bulliform cells, which leads to the curling of the leaves in the monocot. So, option D is the correct answer. Now, coming to the last question here. Here they're saying sweet potato is a modified adventitious root, rhizome, stem, or a taproot. Adventitious root. What are adventitious root? Roots which arise from a place other than radicle. Okay. So adventitious roots are roots which doesn't originate from radicle, but they originate from a part other than radicle, such as base of the stem. Okay. Example is fibrous root. Fibrous root is a adventitious root which is seen in monocots. Alright, rhizome we already know. It is a modified stem. Okay, sweet potato is not a modified stem. Taproot. What are taproot? Taproots are generally seen in dicots. So the primary root is generally known as the taproot. Primary root. Now in sweet potato, what happens? The food is stored in adventitious root. Food is stored in the roots and they become swollen. Alright, and they become swollen. Alright, so in sweet potato is a modified adventitious root. Alright, so this was the end of this session. Thank you very much for listening. We'll solving the previous year question for rest of the chapters in the next session. Thank you very much.